Hey there, it's August. Essendon is still playing football and we're still losing games, but Jaden Yuen is sick and that's enough for me. This is the Sash, definitely not the official podcast of the Essendon Football Club. I'm your host, Rob, here with you. Back on a Monday, took a week off last week, but we're here now and we're here to discuss all things Essendon. Sitting across from me, chilly and cold, is Joel. Hello, mate.
When does it end? When does it end?
3 more weeks, but sadly 4 games.
Yeah.
But sadly 4 games in that 3 weeks.
It's a bit of a shame. That Gold Coast game is obviously such a dead rubber, but it would be so fun to finish the season against the Blues. 100,000 people should be at that game. It's going to be the biggest party. We're all going to be arm in arm, just being like, we all suck. It's
We're
okay.
fucking shit. We're fucking shit. We're fucking
like
shit.
in those movies when it's like a second or third in a series and the two enemies like come together to fight a common force. It's going to be like that.
Yeah. Let's go burn down the Holden Centre. Let's go.
Yeah, it could get dangerous.
Yeah, it could get dangerous. I'm definitely going to go to that game. That's going to be a real...
What do you reckon we're going to get scheduled?
I think it'll be Thursday. It'll be Thursday night because we have to play Gold Coast the next week.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true.
They have to make it early. So it's either the Thursday or the Friday. I think it's most likely Thursday. Seeing as every Thursday night game this season has been terrible, that we will get the Thursday and then that'll be the Wednesday. I've been contemplating whether or not we do a live stream for that Wednesday game. This is just us watching it, just talking about how crap of a game it's going to be and how checked out we all are.
I think we should definitely do that.
That'll be fun. But yeah, 3 weeks to go, August. It's been a long July, Essendon-wise, and I'm definitely counting the days to this season's over. Yeah, and I can take a break, and I think we can all have a little breather, and then the finals will happen, and then it's silly season, and it's trade radio. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day.
Yeah, we are going to feature heavily.
Yeah.
As we've said a few times, it's great that we're still getting some little injections of energy, like seeing a debutant again on the weekend. So there has been stuff to pique interest, in past seasons when it's been very like we were expecting to be good, or we were, in the top 4 by around 15 and then mercilessly getting destroyed. It was maybe a little bit worse. This just feels very meh.
Apathy is at an all-time high for Essendon at the moment. It's funny. Sash was saying to me, like tonight, she's like, I'm so glad there's only a few more Mondays that you have to go work and I don't have to deal with Levi all night by myself. And I'm like, you think you're counting the days? You know nothing. You know nothing.
I want this to be over.
You know nothing. I'm waiting for this season to end so we can just get really, really nuffy and just talk trades and draft.
Yep.
All day long.
Yep.
Here's one for you, Joel. I was just looking at the Essendon list here on Footy Wire. There are 2 players listed who haven't played an AFL game on the 47-man list.
Yep.
Cale Guerin and Reece Unwin.
Yep.
Let's just get them over the line. We've already broken the record. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, we want to make sure that record is set
forever.
Yeah, forever. Exactly right. And both of them played really good in the VFL on the weekend. I think Unwin probably had his best game. He had 24 or 25 touches.
Get him in.
I think Guerin potentially played in defence a little bit where he hadn't been. And, clearly we're trying things out. So absolutely get him in.
Maybe not this week, just because it's Geelong Friday.
Oh, yeah. Don't get him in for this week.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Well, that was what it was last time, wasn't it? Was Blackiston's first game he was lining up on Jeremy Cameron potentially? Or Neil?
I feel like he could have been. He could have been on I
remember taking a photo of it, I'm pretty sure, and it was Blackiston on Jeremy Cameron, and I was like, this poor guy.
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct. My man, he had the 4 touches. Speaking of my man.
Yeah, let's start there.
Speaking of my man, he kicked a goal.
Yeah, he
Lids
did.
off.
He
almost kicked 2.
Yeah,
but he absolutely shanked one of them. But absolute lids off.
It was one of those games where it kind of reminded me of the Vigo Vicentini debut where Luke Jackson was clearly the best player on the ground, but it was still like, all right, Visentini played a good game. Like, he showed something. And it was similar. Brodie Grundy had 39 touches, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it was cool seeing him get a run in the ruck. And one thing I really like about him is that he beelines the footy, which is really great as a tall player. But also when it's on the ground, it's not just when it's in the air. And so he's not kind of taking sideward steps. He runs at 100% and like gets the ball moving forward. So his attack on the footy is really, really good. And, you know, every week he's making his case to stay on that list.
Yeah, he certainly is. I said to someone, and I mean, it's a weird one, but he reminds me of Sam Frost.
Yep.
Who's played for Hawthorn and Melbourne, because more the Melbourne version of him, like less so Hawthorn, but the Melbourne version of him, if you've watched him, he would get the ball and you'd be like, where's he going to go? Because he would just run forward and sometimes run into traffic, sometimes do great and beat a few people and then kick it long. But he just has a desire to attack, which is great, because that's all we want to see in these games at the moment. Is we want to see a bit of hunger, a bit of desire, and not losing by too much, and that's what we got on the weekend.
Yeah, and that's what we see a little bit too much timidity. I don't know if that's a word, but
timidity.
People being timid. We see a lot of.
How do you spell timidity? Let's check. Oh, here we go. Oh, no.
We're on?
You're on. Lack of courage or confidence, Jolly. Well done.
There you go.
Dictionary
get
corner
your
over here.
board out.
Yeah.
Which we're not seeing from some of the younger players, but we are seeing from some of our leaders here and then, where they're maybe not going fully into a contest or they're fumbling a little bit. So it's awesome to see, because, you know, again, when you've got to look at these small things that are happening each game that are going to make you keep the telly on, it's stuff like that.
No, you're right. And that definitely made me keep the telly on. As much as the game tried to get me to turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for a bad straight away. I think the SCG is now the worst ground in the comp.
Yeah, it's awful.
What's happened?
It's shocking.
Like, we'll do a bit of conspiracy corner here, but if you recall, Joel, the year 2017, you were living in Sydney. I travelled up there for a final. Obviously, things didn't work out very well, but I can recall at that time when we had, that was when we had Sard and McKenna in the team.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Anyway, we had a bit of run and dash. That's the point. And I remember watching them hose the ground down. And you know what? I think they've just hosed it too much, because it's a bog. It's terrible. And it sucks.
It's actually awful.
It's awful now.
Yeah.
When there's divots and they have to stop the game because there's a divot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, we're not down at bloody, Yarra Reserve below sea level ground that bloody little kids play on. This is an AFL ground.
Yeah. It's like, remember we used to go out to Eltham to play, and when I was a kid, and there was horses sometimes on the field, and you're like, okay, yep, this is going to be a bog.
Yeah, God, you think dog shit's on a local footy park's bad? It's fucking horse shit's another level.
It was a terrible, terrible ground. I don't know, like, why it's happened now, like what event has happened there that's made it worse than it is, or what they're doing, but shape up.
Yep.
SCG ground stuff.
Yeah, neither Sard nor McKenna were in that team. Oh, no, McKenna was. Sard wasn't. So, yeah, no. Okay, I got half of that right.
I remember Danaher taking a hanger right at the start,
minute
kicking
one.
a snag, and we were like,
We're on
here.
We're on
here. And then we got a bit chirpy, and Buddy gave us a look in the eye when we were chirping at him at one goal, and
they kicked, and then they kicked 10 goals to 2 in the second quarter, and that was it.
That was that.
Yeah,
and it was all our fault.
Yeah, good night though that night. As I just spilled tea all over the couch that we're sitting on here. Anyway, the SCG sucks.
It does.
What do you want to talk about from that game?
So there's a few things I do want to talk about, but I think I want to continue on with something we've discussed the last few weeks around do we have a game plan, or are we just unable to execute what the game plan is? And I've been really trying to think about this as I'm watching the footy constantly, and next year's probably a make or break year for Brad Scott, really, and potentially a number of players, but. It felt again like we started strong. We came out, revved up in the rooms, had a bit of the footy, we're getting it into our forward line quickly. And then when the other team goes to the next level, we can't go to the next level and we can't match them. And that happens kind of consistently. I feel like we're often in it for the first 5 or 10, and then the other team switches into gear. And
especially when we've got a VFL side playing.
Yeah, well, that's right. You can't look into too much, but you can still look into like who your on-field leaders are. And even though we have a number of senior players and some of our better players that are missing, you know, Nick Martins, Caldwell's, that you are looking to for leadership, Dylan Shield should still be a leader. You know, he's played 230 games. Jade Gresham should still be a leader. So these guys should be there rallying the troops and driving us forward and kind of like settling us down. But I just don't think we can't really... I feel like it's too hard to assess the strength of the game plan with the leadership and the cattle that we have on the park. You know, if one kick in a chain is poor and that sets off every other possession in that chain being poor or behind, then like, can we assess our game plan, or is it our ability to execute that's really the wrong thing? Because I feel like Brad Scott's probably trying a lot of things and we're just so poor at disposal, or our leaders make the wrong decision so often that could the best coach with the best game plan be doing anything with some of these guys?
Oh no, I don't think prime Ron Barassi would be able to do anything with this team at the moment.
Yeah,
but like you say we can't play our own game, but in this game, for an example, like they had that much more of the footy than we did. I think they had over 100 more disposals than us. The mark count, I've like got it up here, 136 to 42.
Yeah,
like the amount of uncontested marks that they took in that game was insane. And that's two things. One, it's that they would win it first because Grundy dominated. They dominated the middle. You know, their top liners were doing what they do, and then we just put in positions where we couldn't mark it. People weren't getting to the right spots, and that can just come down to either skill and being able to get there, physical ability, also just experience and knowing where to be. Because look, this is an absolute ragtag bunch of players that we've got, and like it's how can you play a style when you just almost it feels like you never have the ball.
Yeah, for sure. And then that's what makes it so critical to do the right thing when you have the ball.
Yeah,
and that's what if you look at like. The Adelaide game, Hawthorn came out of the blocks and kind of blew them out of the park in the first quarter. And then they've got, Jordan Dawson and the like that are able to turn things around and make the right decision when everything is going the other way to kind of grind out a goal. And I'll give you an example of a passage of play. So it was 5 minutes into the second quarter. Sydney were 28, the Dons were 17. So we'd kicked the first couple or one or two, and then they started to get some momentum up. That's obviously when you need your leaders to step up, and that's when you kind of look into your senior players to be the ones that make the right decision. So Mason Redmond won a free kick on the back 50, and Nguyen took the advantage.
Yep.
Good advantage, picked it up, handed it to Dylan Shield. Dylan Shield kicked it and sat it on the head of Liam McMahon. And it was a 50-50 contest. The Melican, I think it was, spoiled it. It was really easy set up for a spoil, but it landed in Perkins' hand. So Perkins got it over to Angus Clark, who fired out a handball, completely missed the target. The Sydney player dropped it. Dylan Shield gets it back. Second possession in the chain, bombs it into the forward line to 3 Sydney players when there are 5 Essendon players breaking out away from each other, leading into the pocket and leading to the 50. And it's just like twice in that chain, Dylan Shields kicked it poorly. And I feel like for Nguyen, in your first game, you've made a good decision, you've played on, you've started a chain, you're watching it all play out, and you see it fuck up twice from the guy with the most games in the team apart from Goldstein or whatever, and you're like, it's deflating. And that takes the wind out of your sails, and then Sydney get it back and they go down the other end and score, and you're like, okay, fantastic.
Yeah, I believe the saying is you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
No.
And you can't teach an old Dylan how to kick.
That's right.
Because like there was a time where he had it felt like he had like real piercing ability with his kicks. And I don't mean that as in like he would be laser hitting targets. I meant like he was getting distance to them.
Yeah, for sure.
But like he has just lost any power in his kick. Like there's like, when like Paul Roos a few weeks ago was like, how have they had Dylan Shield in the VFL this whole time? They complaining injuries. And then like you see players like, man, because like he's clearly lost it.
Yeah.
Like he clearly just doesn't have it anymore. And it's a bit sad. Like you don't like seeing anyone go out in this way, but that's the nature of the game. Very few players get to go out on their own terms. And the dude's just lost it. He doesn't have the athleticism he once had. His strength is obviously his burst speed. He still has a little bit of that, but his ability to just get distance into the ball is gone, and he's not a good enough kick the other way to cover that.
He's not.
Like, you can have a guy who can only kick at 40, 45 metres if those are going to hit targets. But, like, it felt like sometimes his kicks weren't even getting to 40 at times.
Yeah. This is the thing. And I think when we've got such a ragtag team, you need your senior players to step up. You need Peter Wright to kick straight when he gets his opportunities, and we look at 2 weeks ago, we quick 21 behinds in a row across 2 games or whatever it was. Like, it's simply deflating, and you just cannot capitalise on momentum. Whereas if you can convert some of those opportunities, if Dylan Shield hits a target and we kick that goal and it becomes 23, 28 instead of 17 and then 34 when Swans kicked another goal, like, it changes everything in these little moments, and we just can't capitalise. Peter Wright's kicking, though. What do you reckon?
It's funny. I was thinking about this pre-show, and, like, I went and looked at his recent games. Like, it's weird because, like, I would consider him the best set shot in the team. On form, he's not doing that. Now, like, the numbers I've got in front of me don't include, like, out on the fools or stuff that's dropped short. But in the last couple of games, he's gone 1 behind against the Swans, 2-1 against the Dogs, okay, 2-3 against the Giants, again, not great. 1 behind against the Tigers, 1-1 against the Suns, 1-1 against the Dockers, 2-1 against the Cats, and his last very good game for a goal was back when we played Carlton, where he kicked 3 straight. So, yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of shots on goal where I would just go, oh yeah, this will be a goal. Peter's got it.
Absolutely.
And he just kind of hasn't been there. I know the conditions are obviously pretty bad up in Sydney this weekend, so I can give that a bit of an excuse, but yeah, it did cross my mind. I'm like, what's going on there? What's going on there? Because usually he's pretty reliable. Yeah,
and he could have had a great season, I think, if that was probably different. Because, he had to battle to come back into the team. He started with a bang, kicking 6 nags against West Coast or whatever it was, and then has played a really competitive role for us in the ruck and forward. But his kicking has really let him down, I think, particularly the last 5 or 6 weeks, as you said. There's definitely been a lot that haven't registered a score, and we need Peter Wright to be kicking goals.
Yeah.
It's just another one of those things. Our best kick in the team, he's a senior guy. He's one of best and fairest, Oh, he can't kick.
Yeah. 24 goals for the year, most at Essendon. Nate Caddy with 20. Do you want to have a guess who's third?
I'll
give you a clue. They played this weekend. They were in the team.
Okay. Perko?
Correct.
Yeah.
15. Archie Perkins. 15 goals. 15 goals, 5.
He showed a few more signs this weekend.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's obviously those who didn't listen to the preview on Thursday night, you asked me, we were talking about, like, Hobbs, Sardis, Perko, like, who's the most worth persisting with? And, like, Perkins will do things where you go, there's clearly something there. Someone shared his highlight reel from that Hawthorn game 2 years ago, round 1, where he was best on, and they're like, oh, what's changed? And it does seem like his attack on the footy has definitely changed. Like, I feel like he's overthinking it. He's not putting his body on the line as much as he once was. Playing as a forward in this game, like, a lot of our forwards had pretty low number count games. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, he clearly has talent, but I really think it's a mental thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. 97 games is quite a lot to give someone to try him out. You look at Errol Goulden, who was playing his 100th. And Perko will get to 100.
Wouldn't that be nice if we had Errol?
But that was the one thing I maybe thought I saw a little bit more of was, he took that really good mark over a pack and attacked the ball a little bit harder. I think maybe went into his shell again once or twice, but obviously we all want to see it. So he'd be such a fantastic addition at his best if he was playing at his best every week to our team.
And they're clearly trying him forward again. Like, McGrath's playing in the middle right now, and Perkins has come out of the midfield, which he was previously. Like, I know the best game he has played for the club was in the midfield, but, A-grade mids get big numbers. he's never done that. He's never been able to win that much footy, get to contest, get involved in chain after chain, whether that's a running thing or a reading the game thing or a bit of both. He's never been able to do that. This season, I've always felt that like when he has played his best footy, it has been when he's been a genuine forward and not pushing up the ground too much. But, you know, how many of those players can you have in your side who are great, like good offensive weapons sometimes, don't really offer much defensively, and then will just kind of go missing?
Yeah.
You can't really carry a lot of that sort of stuff, like, because it's just these fleeting moments where you go, oh, there's something there, and then that's it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, I do think he'll be with us next season.
Yeah.
Different to some other guys, but just don't know, because look, next year will be the last year in his deal, and the way he's going at the moment, I don't think they'd be offering him much, if anything.
Pretty grim reading that he's the third on our goal kicking chart, isn't it? We're talking, we're talking off air about how Jeremy Cameron's a chance of getting to 100 this weekend. All he needs is 25.
Our top 3 players don't equal Jeremy Cameron on 75.
You're probably not even half of Jeremy Cameron, or maybe just.
We'd probably need like 6 players to get there.
Yeah, which is wild. Andy McGrath, you mentioned him. He's his second week in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a throwback, really. Just like seeing him there in the midfield, and like, it's just the things like the things he does well. He wins he is good at getting the ball, but it's what he does with the ball that does let him down. Obviously, was getting some clearances, was good. Like, he's a mature body as far as our team goes. But just, I don't know, just that midfield craft to like break through the pack and then hit a target has just never been something that he's had. There was a bit of that old just hack it forward stuff, which sometimes in the conditions is fine.
For sure.
And especially when you're under siege, like sometimes you just got to get it out of there and get it forward. But just, look, for someone who hasn't barely played there for a couple of years, like, wasn't a bad game. Like, I think he featured in the coaches' votes, so like he definitely was doing something good. But, it was a lot of like, I can see, I was like, oh, yeah, cool, there's some good there, but like, I was still like, this is why he plays better as a defender.
Yep.
I still think that's his best role, when he's given a job to shut someone down. Funny enough, we were just talking to some of the Saints guys before we started this show, and they were like, oh, who do you think's, I think we're going a couple of weeks, we play them, who's going to go to Wanganeen Miller? And I'm like, maybe McGrath. Like, I don't see anyone else who's going to be able to like sort of run with him or do anything with him. Like Wanganeen Miller will probably sit on his head, but give him a run for his money. So, yeah, look, didn't think he had a bad game, but do I think he should go back to the midfield next season? I do not.
Yeah.
What about you?
I also don't think he should be in the midfield. It's we really, really need to invest in getting people that can kick the footy well. And I mean, we've obviously known this for a while, and hopefully it's started to happen. This is why I keep talking about wanting to see Kako in the middle. I feel like his delivery is really, really good. Why aren't we trying that? Archie Roberts
had some good moments.
Yeah, he did have some good moments. He's a good player, and he's got a pretty good physique to handle a little bit of time in the middle. I don't think he's like one of those 18-year-olds who's brittle and you just can't put them in there.
Has he missed a game this season?
I don't think he has.
Which is pretty impressive for
I feel like maybe he hasn't.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive for a first season player.
Yeah. That's how bad our small forward department is. But Archie Roberts is another one that I would like to maybe see just get a little bit of midfield time. There was a few instances where he moved through traffic really, really well on the weekend. There was that one on the wing where he like kind of evaded 3 players and then took the bounce and delivered it inside 50. There was another couple in the back line. So I think I'd like to see those guys get in there as well. Like McGrath, I understand getting some leadership in there and maybe switching some other people around in defence and just having a try. But let's try those guys in there as well. Let's not just put McGrath back in and stick with that. I
mean, look, for a centre bounce here or two or something, just to mix it up. Like, we've got a bunch of dead rubber games to play. Again, maybe not this weekend. Maybe we save it for St Kilda and Carlton and maybe the Gold Coast. But yeah, just like one or two. Let's just see how it pans out. But yeah, Archie Roberts did play well. he does shank it a little bit occasionally, but very composed in traffic, which I think is a really good trait to have. Do you want to do some votes?
Let's go.
Sash Fan Player of the Year Award brought to you by Waxit Car Care. Find the best car care products at waxit.com.au. Use the link in the episode description for 10% off. So with one vote, Mason Redman got 1. Andy McGrath got 2. Zach Merritt got 3. Archie Roberts got 4. And 5 votes was Big Sammy Durham.
Yeah, well deserved.
Works his butt off. Like a lot of our players can shank the ball. Worked his ass off and got featured by the fans. It is interesting that also we have a look at the coaches' votes. I think Durham and McGrath were the 2 who got coaches' votes, but the fans had McGrath at 2, which I think is a little bit of,
his reputation preceding him.
Yeah, it's just the curse of number 1.
Yeah,
this is the thing. Like, if we took him at pick, I don't know, 15, 20, 10 even, like it would be a different narrative. But it's just like you expect the world of a pick 1
for sure. Look, does played really, really well. I want to see him in the leadership group next year. I think so. This is what it is. It's Merritt, McGrath, Redmond, Martin, and Langford. Like, I assume it's probably player voted. That's often how they do these things. I'm not sure if it is for us or not.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
It'd be a bit weird if the coach was like, these are the leaders.
Yeah.
And the players are like, these guys are dicks.
But I feel like maybe we need to be like, these are the leaders. Get this guy out.
Yeah.
But whether
I want Jock Hobble in there.
Yeah. Well, that's another great shout, right? So let's say
just get Nate Caddy in there as well.
Martin's
just throw him in there.
Martin should be in there, but he's not going to play probably for most of the year. So do you expand it? Is Langford going to be there?
He'll be the president of the rehab group next season.
He'll own the WhatsApp chat. He'll be the moderator.
Yep.
Yeah. Because Draper's probably not going to be there to do it anymore.
Yes.
But yeah, dozen Caldwell I'd like to see with some official leadership responsibility if we can.
I like it a lot. I'll ask you an unprompted question because, let's be frank, talking about these Dead Rabbit games is boring. I'm not asking for you to give me a name because, this isn't the place for draft analysis. I'm not the guy for that.
Mm-hmm.
What type of player would you like to see Essendon take with one of their early picks? What do you think's on your priority list? If you go small forward, key forward, inside mid, outside mid, ruck, small forward, also small back, key back.
I think it'd be for me. It'd probably be like outside mid, like tall, versatile. Like 190, let's say, centimeters, who can kick well. I think that's. I think we need people delivering the ball inside 50, whether they're a winger or whether they're an outside mid. That's kind of what I feel like maybe I would go for at the top end of the draft. Like, I think we've got, whether they can stay on the park, we've got key position stock back and forward. I think if we're gonna need a new ruckman, if that's going to happen, the ruck merry-go-round is where we should get someone in a trade period. It shouldn't be in a draft.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I really feel like we need that. You see players come in and play, and they can kick immediately, and you're like, okay, well, this is fantastic, and this is what we need more than anything, I reckon.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I still think there's like a medium defender, like just sort of knowing where sort of who has sort of got down at the moment and like availability and stuff. Like, like Pryor's had some good moments, but I think you can easily improve on that. Again, someone with a bit of athleticism, bit of rebounding, maybe can kick. Like a Josh Worrell type. I'd love to have him. And then again, maybe a half forward. I don't know. Like it feels like when everyone's fit that like there's a lot of roles like, we've got guys there, we just need to develop. But then it's like those more sort of peripheral positions. I guess Josh Worrell's a key defender. He's not a small mid defender. But anyway, maybe we just draft everything.
I just want players who can kick like real kicks.
Real kicks. And only 2% turnovers.
Yeah, that's right.
And only 2% turnovers. Yeah, let's just draft every position possible because we need all the help we can get.
Yeah. I think we maybe need to take a punt on like a personality again, you know. This is what I was saying, you know, and a number of the mailbags that we've done about Harley Reid. I would still give a lot for Harley Reid. I wouldn't pay him $2 million. That changes everything. Yep. I would give a number of picks for him. I'd probably give 2 first rounds and a second round for him or something like that. I think he's potentially worth it.
Okay.
But the cash is what makes that really hard. You know, $2 million kind of changes everything if you're doing it for 10 years. But personality, right? We've got so many like neat players or timid players, you know, and you've got like Andrew McGrath, who's, you know, really, really eloquent, or, you know, you've got players who look quiet, or Jordan Ridley, who's super silky but kind of feels a little bit soft, and like Redmond, who kind of seems like he could be a bit aggressive but also just seems like he kind of keeps to himself, you know. And we want people who are like have as enough personality and enough star power to like take a team on their back and just like maybe piss a few people off along the way, but like just running 100% at all times. And Caddy's kind of got that in him, but I feel like we need more of that. So I'd like us to steer clear from like the prior recruiting strategy of like nice stand-up person from good family and kind of get someone, they can be from a good family, but they need to have some fucking gusto.
You want a street rap.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Well, you know, I'm fond of them given, you know, my own upbringing.
Yeah. Street rap. That's what we want.
Yeah. But no, I just want someone with a little bit of oomph.
Bit of dog in him.
Yeah. Because the other things, you know, I'm going to continue to rag on our leaders, but like there was a moment where, so we had it in the back line. Dylan Shield
keeps coming up in all your
look, we didn't have a lot of senior players playing, but
Yeah.
you know, you are one of the most and you're on a good wicket, so you kind of have to perform that role or get burnt for it on a niche podcast.
Yeah.
Delivered it, you know, 15-metre kick.
I'm sure he's devastated that 2 losers like us are potting him. I'm sure he's devastated.
Yeah, this gets back to him definitely.
Yeah.
But
What did they say?
Yeah.
What did those idiots say about me?
Not Rob and Joel.
Yeah.
10-metre kick to Archie Roberts, I think it was. Play on, not 15. Roberts has to kick it back to Lawal, who gets it. He gets boxed in, kicks it back to Shield. Shield gets it. It's not 15. Loopy handball over the top to Roberts, like completely sets him up. There's no way he was getting over it. Holding the ball, they get a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Roberts gets tackled to the ground by multiple players, and Shield and maybe I think it was Redmond are both there. Neither of them just like get him up and give him a pat on the back and be like, hey, sorry about that, or like, hey, like get the next one, you know? Like we set him up to fail and then he got dominated and he's a competitor. Like get around him, you know?
Get around him.
And be like, keep doing what you're doing, you know? And I don't know. Whereas you feel like a Harley Reid, everyone's like, oh, he's fucking arcing up, he's this, he's that. But like, if that happened to one of them, he'd like go over there and like drag those players off of him and like, you know, push a few people around.
Yeah, I do. As apathetic as we are, I feel like the apathy for some senior players would also be pretty much them just being like, gee, I'm going to be on a beach in 4 weeks.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, let's just get through. Let's just not get injured.
That makes them not good leaders.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's it. But yeah, that's fair enough.
You got to burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Fellas.
Yeah, work hard, play hard. Let's take a break and we'll come back with some more after this. This halftime break is brought to you by the Ticket Merchant for the 2025 AFL season. Whether you're looking for tickets to Essendon matches, or you want to catch a concert, comedy show, another sporting event, whatever it may be, the Ticket Merchant has you covered. Head to theticketmerchant.com.au and explore their massive range of tickets. More after this. Welcome back, part 2 of the show. Joel, you have a correction to make.
Yeah, I just checked my notes and it was Laverde and McGrath that hung out Archie Roberts, not Shield and Redmond. But you know, I feel like sub in any Essendon senior player, and you'll get the same result.
Yep. Now, Joel, I forgot to put the hot take link out on Saturday. I was distracted. I was a bit tired. I was a little bit hungover. You know those feelings like you go to bed and you're like, I just forgot there's something just like in
Yeah.
the back of my head. I'm like, did I leave the gate open? Like, is the front door unlocked? Like there's something there. I went to bed that, and then it was literally this morning. I'm like, oh, I forgot to share the hot takes thing. Yeah, and we got a couple, and sorry to those people that I don't feel like playing any of them. Try again next week. But I've got a game for you.
Okay, nice.
I've got a game for you, Joel. Because silly season is approaching, and that's all we really care about at this time. So
Yeah, it sounds like you're one of those leaders I'm talking about. You've just clocked off 3 weeks to go in the podcast season, and you're just like, fuck this, I'm not patting anyone on the back. I'm not sharing the link.
I'm a terrible leader, and I have clocked out. I have totally clocked out.
Trade table.
You would know the game.
Okay. Yep.
This is a game called Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we're going to play a version of this game. It's called Keep, Trade, Delist. I'm going to give you 3 players, and you have to do Keep, Trade, Delist. But I also want you to do Fuck, Marry, Kill as well. The same 3.
Okay.
So they have to marry up with, like, you can do it however you want. So we'll start with the first 3. Lee McMahon, Tom Edwards, and Archer May. I want a Fuck, Marry, Kill and a Keep, Trade, Delist, please.
Okay, well, I'm fucking Archer May. I think if anyone says anything different, like...
Kidding yourselves.
Yeah, they're absolutely kidding themselves. I would... I'd probably marry Tom Edwards. You know, school teacher, nice guy, likes kids, probably someone to start a family with.
Yep, I like that.
Has a contract for next year.
Yep.
You know, so he's getting that paper. And yeah, McMahon is both my D list and my kill.
Okay. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, McMahon.
And then Keep, Trade?
I would. I'm going to keep Archer May as well.
Okay.
Although it doesn't marry up, but yeah, you know, keep Archer May, trade Edwards.
Okay, I like that. The next 3 is Oscar Smart, Archer Day Wicks, and Lemon Lawal.
I feel like I'm going to keep. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I'm quite happy with the groupings that I've done.
Yeah, that's tough. I think I probably keep Smart because I just feel like small forwards is an area where we could maybe continue to use help.
We are going to bring some in.
That is true. We are going to bring some in. Let's keep him for a season.
Okay.
I would trade... I'd probably delist Lawal. I like
Really?
how he's gone. Yeah,
Really? Wow.
I think he's been really, really competitive, but I just don't know what he adds beyond that, to be honest. And I just feel like we're going to eclipse him really quickly when we've got a full team.
Okay.
Even though I think he has done well and he has been competitive. Whereas Daywicks, again, I think in that sort of forward flank or forward, smaller, mid-sized forward role, like maybe there is something there. So,
Interesting.
I guess he's a trade in that scenario.
Interesting. Yeah. Very, very different. Like, I was pretty much the same as you for the first one, but like, I'd delist Oscar Smart. Like,
Yeah.
I just haven't seen anything that's kept me wanting to go. Then it's a tough one for me because I feel like both of Daywicks and Lawal have had moments.
Yep.
There's clear room for growth.
Yep.
But I was like, So I was probably would be trade Lawal and keep Daywicks, but it's very fine for me.
Well, we've both gone keep Daywicks.
Yeah. And then Fuck, Marry, Kill?
All right, so... I mean, in saying this, I'd probably kill Oscar Smart. You know, he's a bit of a short king.
Even though we're playing a game, it still sounds really bad when you say it.
Yeah, just I guess not my type. Bit of a short king. I don't know.
Yeah. Bit of a short king.
I think Daywicks really seems like he would be a stand-up fella.
Okay.
So he's probably marry.
Yeah.
Just seems like he's got his head screw on
well.
And then Lawal, I guess, is fucked because, you know, look, he's hard at the contest. So he maybe probably be pretty good in the bedroom department. And, but, you know, maybe not as much of a long-term partner as Daywicks might be.
Yep. He's a bit of a... What's the word?
He's a fuck boy.
That's the word I was looking for. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. I mean, I don't know anything about him other than what he does in the footy field, so I can't comment further. This is an interesting one. Zach Johnson, Sardell Hawley, and Angus Clark.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm delisting and killing Sardell Hawley in this one. He's getting both of those because I really like the other two.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't like him.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
Okay.
And also, we've had some bad blood with Sards in the past, so
Yep.
maybe I'm just a little bit stung from prior relationships.
Yeah.
And I've got a little trauma from that.
Yeah. You don't want to date someone who's got the same name as your ex, even if it's, first
Yeah,
and surname
that's right.
reverse.
I'm keeping Angus Clark. I think he's going to be a really, really good player. And he gets up and down the field really well. He's kind of no compromise. I think his kicking can be good, but probably will still improve. I just think he could be a really, really, really good player.
Yeah.
And he's kicked a couple of snags well. And I think Johnson would probably have trade weight.
Okay.
So those, and then I reckon I'd want to marry Clarkey as well because I like the idea of retiring on a farm.
Yep.
And having someone who could protect me at the night if it was
Protect you at night. Go spotlighting with him.
Yeah,
Shoot some rabbits.
Yeah, well, that's right. You need someone who can handle himself if Wolf Creek comes along and tries to kind of crash your farm. And I guess Zach Johnson, he's now but they can't all be winners.
Yeah.
Sorry,
wow.
Just a one night stand and
Grim. Yeah, no, there you go. We're gonna go to the other.
His name's Johnson.
Yeah. His name's Johnson.
Gotta check that out.
We're gonna go to the other end of the playing list in terms of experience. So, keep trade to list / fuck Mary Kill. Shield.
Yeah.
Dylan Shield. Jade Gresham. Darcy Parish.
Oof. Oy. Look, I'm probably fucking Dylan Shield. That's pretty fair.
Correct
right?
answer.
Yeah.
Correct answer.
That's pretty fair.
Although, but good answer.
And I think I'd kill Gresham because he's
Can't get over this.
Yeah, he just it's the way he treats his teammates sometimes I feel like maybe that's not what you want in a relationship either. So let's and Darcy Parish is kind of neither here nor there, but as a husband or a partner, he's probably I don't think he's going to do you wrong.
I feel like he'd just be out golfing the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be home. He'd just
But
be
he's
out
one of
playing
those
golf.
beige flag guys who he's not going to
Beige
cheat
flag.
on you. Yeah, he's working on his Warhammer in the corner or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's all right.
Yeah. Okay. But now the important part.
Yeah, that's what I'm always going straight to that.
You're just padding for time, knowing that this is what actually matters. Is keep trade deals.
I am. I'm keeping Gresham because we've got him for another year on a contract, and
Wow.
and we're paying him a lot. So if we don't keep him, we're going to have to pay a lot of his salary, which is similar to the other two.
Yep.
But I'm delisting Dylan Shield. I think that one's
Okay.
fair. And then maybe Parish could go somewhere that has a better
Yeah.
well-being program and
Yeah.
get his fitness right.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously agree with Shield, but I feel like hold Parish, trade Gresham. But again, I don't know if there's any suitors in this market.
Yeah.
So-
I feel really stung by Parish. He was so good.
Yeah.
But just I feel like because that's been multiple years of kind of seeing it just not come together now, I'm sort of like,
Yes.
I need for myself,
Yeah.
you got to cut some people out of your life sometimes
Yeah.
to move on.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things.
Yeah. Dr. Damo said to me once that the first time you do your calf is the beginning of the end of any athletic career. And I was like, okay.
You did your
Good
calf,
to know.
right?
I've done it several times,
Yeah.
but my athletic career was non-existent to begin with. But by athletic career, you mean like going for a 5K jog, then yes.
Yes.
That's it. All right, we'll try this one. Draper, Sam Draper, Nick Bryan, Todd Goldstein. Do you like older men?
Well, I feel like Goldie, he's the marry,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. Secure, most hit outs ever of all time.
Yeah.
So something to talk about at
Something
family
to talk
gatherings. I feel like he'd be good with money. He's got gold in the name. So
Okay, yep,
I'm just going
gold.
to give him that.
Okay.
And then Drapes, he's probably, mullet. I used to have a mullet, so
Okay.
I'm going to, I've got a soft spot.
You're
for him.
You're a bit of a narcissist. You like to see a bit of yourself in people. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So that poor Brian's getting killed there, unfortunately.
Wow. He's a rooster, Bryza. That's tough.
He is. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a tough group.
It's a tough game.
It's a tough group.
Yeah.
And then
it's only going to get harder from here. Obviously, the last one is really hard.
All right. Well, yeah, we're delisting Goldie.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're keeping Bryza and we're trading Drapes. If you don't want to be here and you can't commit, go have your time up in Brizzy.
Okay. All right.
I'll meet you in Brizzy 6 months into next year, and we'll do what we did at the start of that game.
Yeah. We could play this game for hours, but I got two more to do. There's an easier one and then a harder one.
Okay.
This is the easier one. Nick Cox, Zach Reid, Archie Perkins. 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Or is it 7, 8, 9? Anyway, whatever it is. 8, 9, 10.
Well, yeah, Nick Cox is... he's almost killed himself in a way. He's done. he's out. Perko is Zach Reid's a pretty good looking bloke as well, but I think Perko's clearly peaked early on, so fuck him, marry Zach Reid.
Smart.
Yeah.
Definitely smart. Correct call.
Yeah. And then I am delisting Coxie, trading Perko, and keeping Zach Reid.
I like it. Now, this is the hardest one. This might take an hour just to decipher this one. Jai Caldwell, Sam Durham, Nick Martin.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay,
like the final.
Can I just clarify?
This is like the final of a beauty pageant. You got the final three there, the absolute creme de la creme to choose from. You know, you got a great future ahead of you. Whoever you pick, it's going to be really hard.
Caldwell.
Let's start with keep.
Caldwell, Dozen, Martin.
Yeah, let's do keep, trade, delist first.
Keep, trade, delist first.
Let's do that first.
Okay, that's so hard. Great. So who out of those three would I delist? Fuck.
You have to pick one.
I'm gonna delist Caldwell.
Oof. Based on what?
I think Duz is probably the most heart and soul out of anyone in the team right now.
Okay.
And I think Draper was probably our barometer, and he's probably not going to be there. So I think Duz is our barometer, and potentially Caddy will be. So I think it's impossible to get rid of Duz. And Caldwell can do that, and he had that. He's had some huge quarters. He had that one quarter where he had 17 or 18 touches and kicked a goal.
He's injury prone.
But yeah, injury prone, and I'm like, if any of those three are replaceable, maybe it's a bit more him who's replaceable by someone else.
Okay.
So Caldwell's the one who's getting delisted if it has to be the case.
Yeah.
And then
it does.
Yeah.
This is the rules.
And then I guess I'm gonna trade Nick Martin just because he's now done a knee and he's not playing next year, and who knows what's going to happen in his rehab. And
you're keeping Duz.
But like,
wow.
Nick Martin he's such a fantastic player, and he can play anywhere, which just makes him so good. What would you, of those three? What's your?
Yeah, hard. I'm like, if I'm doing blue sky scenario where everyone's fit, everyone's fit and everyone's well, like I think I'm trading Martin just because in this fantasy scenario, West Coast will pay overs for it.
We'll get multiple picks for him.
Yeah,
multiple first round,
and then I think I'm keeping Caldwell and I'm delisting Duz.
Whoa,
yeah. Like, I love Duz, but he's still erratic. Like, I know there's some like raw potential there, but like at Essendon, raw potential doesn't always end up being like what you need, the A grader. Whereas I feel like Duz is more of a Caldwell is more of a footballer than an athlete, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So that's why I'm going that way.
Yeah, it's frustrating. That makes sense. It's just frustrating that like we can't. That's a great midfield. That's such a great midfield, and it's just a shame that we can't see more of that more often. Yeah. With a Draper, that's a really, really good midfield.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Now the important one.
Fuck. All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is what everyone's been listening towards for this whole podcast. This is all they want to hear.
Well, I'm definitely fucking Caldwell.
Smart.
Yeah. Again, I just feel like
I'm sorry. Have you seen Sam Durham?
Quarters is just he's too focused on his own body, and I feel like I want to experience it, but I don't think he's gonna focus on me when I need someone to focus on me.
How do you feel about fake tan in the bed sheets?
It's okay when it's mine. No, if I've got a boyfriend in this situation or lover who's constantly more tan than I am, he's going to be catching looks the whole time, and I'm not going to be able to handle it. He's got a wandering eye, I reckon, Quarters.
Okay.
In scenario.
Okay.
In this hypothetical dream scenario.
Yes. This dream scenario where I can choose any of these three men. Yes. Okay.
And then I am. I'm going to kill Duz and I'm going to marry Mardo.
That's a very sensible choice.
Yeah, I think for the sensibleness, I think that's exactly right. Like, I just feel I'm going to have a much more stable future with Mardo.
Yeah. Whereas Duz, you'd have a real, red carpet couple of years.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably go to shit.
Then he'd go easy rider and just disappear on his motorbike one day.
Yeah.
Turn up in 10 years and introduce himself to the kids.
He would trade you in for a better Essendon podcast. That's what he'd do.
Yeah. No, good. That was fun.
That was fun. We could have kept going. There's so many other fun pairings groups that we could do. But as soon as I was like, oh, Caldwell, Darren Martin, that's hard. That's hard. Oh, maybe we'll play this with a few more people for the season. Jolie, good fun. We managed to talk for about an hour.
Nice.
About a meaningless game of football. 3 more weeks and 4 more meaningless games to go. Let's just get Guerin and Unwin in. Just get him in.
Yep.
Get them all in.
Let's break a record.
Let's break a record and not Jeremy Cameron kicking 25 goals. 12 will be fine.
Yeah.
I kind of hope he kicks 100.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's good for footy.
Absolutely, it's fantastic.
Because it means people actually go to that game against Richmond. I'm like,
I'll go. Imagine if the Cats make a granny and he's on 98 in a granny, and in the last quarter he kicks 100s, and everyone storms the field in the last quarter of a granny. It'd be mental.
Put it this way. Their 3 games is us, Richmond, and the Swans, I think the third one is. If he kicks double digits against us, which is very possible, if he kicks 10, he'll get there.
Yeah.
Home and away or phone, he will get there. Because that's what 15 left.
Yeah. Jeremy Cameron's a fantastic player. There's been a lot of stats floating around this week. Let's not go too off track, but Logan Morris, how many goals he's kicked in 38 games and where he ranks in people's debut, and Jeremy Cameron's above where he was. And you kind of look at how many goals. I think he kicked 64 or 65 in his second year of footy.
Crazy.
And you forget how good he's been for how long. He was injury prone for a little while there and kind of has now come good again. So it's awesome to see. And I was one who never thought we'd see 100 goals again in a season. So I really hope it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless we triple team him with Laverty, Blackiston, Archer May, and he only kicks 9.
Yeah, so he's going to kick 9. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Preview show Thursday for the premium members. Have a good week. Look after yourselves. Go Dons.
Go Dons.